is proudly brought to you by Ohineba Ghana Rice, Amen Mat, Becky Bell Homemade Pizza, Debbie's Collection, Ma Docker's Pastries, Pizzeria Food Delivery.
I from Wakwaba at the Tuesday edition of the Blackman Story, and I say SANKOFA so na and Ebenada series etnasia I am pimping ye sign ekofa. Because it at Pombi Bakwan Panada no nya so etumi e de ama ye kra. Na ene Benada de debro no bekaya last week Thursday na ye show me be the afa the transatlantic slave trade ho. And then the betima to also e de amao. Sound so and maybe more big girls a day. Yesterday is better than today, so a bit me a day abroad. I'm a mat for a boame. Sounds like Becky Bear homemade pizza for a boame. Me come husima. Me ba it is really like a special say a amount. Me ba is here.
This show is proudly brought to you by Ohineba Ghana Rice, Amen Mat, Becky Bell Homemade Pizza, Debbie's Collection, Ma Docker's Pastries, Pizzeria Food Delivery.
I have first time Wakwaba at the FOKA TV, so Jimmy Datunidin said the Blackman Story, Tuesday edition, and Ebena dance at an say to me at the air bro. No, my catcher said on the Blackman Story, no, Obian in a story. But it be before you so ye DNA. And you know, you pair a very serene, natural environment. This year to to me the Blackman Story. And to what we share about the diaspora, no more share what broaching at the end. So that you have the feel of African centered mechanism atmosphere, no, what Jimmy Dini so. Now Mobekaya, nano ya what they came na you say be the transatlantic slave trade no. Na me catch here say in the triangular form omo fi Europe in the Africa be fast slaves no dem call America right from America to Europe back eno na me kire wo ye esua bia ma de bedu bebi a Bermuda Triangle me ka Bermuda Triangle won sa mysterious triangle na me de share mo last week in the demo screen no so na me kire mo how the transatlantic slave trade no course me catch you say even akwala we di 18 years abayewa no na nentwie a otumu say wadore srade no ne boarding sin abayewa at that time on the slave market me kika nyama bebre na me share obo say enne no ye beto aso de fi onom because me ka just say slave trade na course simultaneously emra ye abolish slave trade in the 18th century no the course ni omo koka the Americans and I said the diaspora no omo koka ho a they started a revolution over there. Sounds so na ye ka Africa hase ya na ye bibia asay no ye ra into colonization. Na they see ye ni emra ye abolish slave trade in the 1800s no. Shanon so me say slave trade no e course for 400 years. And o kind Bible na Genesis on ma. It tells you say ye say Nyankopon emma ebekọ nkwasumu for 400 years. Entino I tell you say a coincidence and dabi Ghana for and I said before we are the true children in the Bible. Now they see any slave trade ni course for the 1400s to the 1800s 400 years and a slave trade ni course. Until after 400 years no they see any say Ghana and Africa countries be you run into colonization. Now colonization they see any Britain for ebedi so. That is why we had people like Sir Gordonsberg, Aden Clerk, Money Adia, or Mobedi, so they were the governors of Gold Coast at that time. Now, they see and they say, we share the way colonization by now. Be the kind of mako a kakra. Now, Yakushi be there because last week, we can make catch them say, Ubi catcher say, or condemn Bible in a Bible, a brony book in a Christianity, a brony way. And you know, me mamu insert kakra e da fa eno ho ansa na ya ba Ghana ye colonization so to independent. And at the third be me na ma be chemu Booker T. Washington, Marcus Mosiah Garvey, W.E. Du Bois mo omo so no how the started revolution, Martin Luther King mo, Malcolm X, most honorable Elijah Muhammad and those American and African American first revolutionaries are omo so omo buama yetimi J ebi before two enso o amano no yɛde nya betimi da but yɛde kan hyase e di a free how it all started. Me patron say according to history, civilization started in Africa. And civilization started in Africa and it started in Egypt. Egypt in the olden days, no, not your friend Egypt, Kemet. Ancient Kemet. That is the original name for Egypt. Now Kemet means a sandy place, baby a anyawo. I want a friend Kemet. In ancient Egypt, no more din Kemet. Said the Ghana, ye ancient name Gold Coast no. Or ancient name no, na ye Kemet. Now they see ye civilization started with Egypt no. Na a honum na yesua how to read and write. The whole world. A honum na yesua said ye trade, said ye read ye ni say. No, people like Aristotle, any most Greek philosophers no, they traveled all the way from Persia, any Greece, about all the way to Africa, which Egypt, it's about the breakdown of how Bible non kasakran say anyhow the can say and then you be do you do but me twa musima akwaje abafo nkrato me nya ba pe na je say e ba be hyase e de no so e de ma me ba yisi a.
This show is proudly brought to you by Oheneba Ghana Rice, Amen Mat, Becky Bell Homemade Pizza, Debbie's Collection, Ma Docker's Pastries, Pizzeria Food Delivery.
I have some about the Blackman story. So Mr. say I do Tuesday to say na na wa bomodin to data be said there. Obetimi stream and also to share Jumedi because yesua de nti aya make person be paper ne pen. Now they are to ho. Asem bia make bia no ye wie show na wetima research. We can say me catch him say me chemo the mysterious aspect of a year Bermuda Triangle no. Na emra me chemo that mysterious aspect. Me catch say the transatlantic slave trade it was in a triangular form. And Bermuda Triangle so is in a triangular form. Any coincidence. And you know, o compare the previous one share. You upload on YouTube. Ubetimi esuade and so el honum. Now yet was what going back to ancient Kemet, they see any most of the Greek philosophers. Any nkofo any no your mom acknowledgement in our educational system. Like the people of Abraham Maslow's arithmetic money. Those people ni no Professor Newton ni we mu no. Their forefathers came to ancient Egypt to learn. Now they see when they came, not Egypt for anything that happens in Egypt, anything historical and anything important be based on Egypt be na omo carve e de share hieroglyphics mu. Won say oko Egypt, won say intro be bro no ma omo choro de ahye wo mu. Eno ne friend hieroglyphics. Na dia esinie omo choro bibia gu ho said dia omure enfi na emrebi sonye. Now what happened was that was 325 AD. 325 AD. And your man, all the African countries, and I said those people living in ancient Kemet, a movie fi honum. But before 325 AD, 49 BC. Me count 49 BC now, that is before Christ. AD no after Christ's death. Now 49 BC they see and they say Europeans no ebe invade ancient Kemet. After some who say omo e Japade and also so many rich history near there omo ba besua wi they came to invade that country and that continent. Into me patcho that is where we had the migration routes of all the ethnic groups in Ghana. Into who follow obia ethnic group of Ghana has say ya. I before some mufi the northern part of Africa ne buy Asante for migrate if you want to buy and crime for I see on Nigeria FOKA Ile Ife and then also buy the same thing. They followed all the way across the Nile River from Egypt down to here. Now my patcho what happened was coming to Ghana was not a coincidence. A historical and a biblical. Okay, in Bible now, it is in it say there was a promised land for Israelites. And a promised land is in the center of the earth. But geographically, or research here, Ghana is the center of the earth. Enti Ghana ena the promised land that the Bible was talking about. Now they see any emro mu ko invade ancient Kemet no. What really happened was one, omu books ni nyina. It is even in the Bible say the first 5 books of the Bible was written by Moses. And it was in the Bible say Moses went to live with the friends Egyptians. What kind of Bible now? One say Egypt for etimi ema Israel for be yen kwa wo honom. And what really happened was Moses na ye penekuno. Ena Pharaoh baba no ebe fa Moses e de no kwhya ahemfie. Ena wonim say according to history bia no ahemfie ena rich culture. Any rich history bia ahemfie na keep you. Ena Moses had the opportunity to be with ahemfo no not ahemfie. Into all the history na a course in Egypt ancient Kemet na no it was carved in books and in blocks and in buildings. Into no it is no coincidence that Moses in a better the 5 book in the Bible. Genesis was written by Moses. And I'm a part of Genesis that is even in the Bible. No, when you say Genesis, yes, Genesis is a Gan word. It means Genesis, the beginning. Genesis. And I'm a corrupting about Genesis. And you know, it tells you say what happened was Moses, no, credited the first 5 books of the Bible to him. No, do you understand? Osuani nyina di free ancient Egypt ene de bae betwa musima ba me ba me san abekye mu how the whole Bible story nankasa started me ba isia.
This show is proudly brought to you by Oheneba Ghana Rice, Amen Mat, Becky Bell Homemade Pizza, Debbie's Collection, Ma Docker's Pastries, Pizzeria Food Delivery.
I first time akwaba about the Blackman story so na message mo say mobile line so na ma share na fofo so etimi enye bi ahwe yento aso a be prove actually the reason why me say the Bible is Blackman story book and I say a Blackman history book Europeans be fa e ko change characters no mama Bible dey look as if say nyansa ni man na say you shouldn't believe in the Bible. What really happened was emra omo ka bi we nyina de hye we mu no a typical example Psalm 23. Me pacho oko Egypt ena me ne wo kase ya. Omo pyramids ni mu no me pacho omo calve Psalm 23 e de ahyem. And on him say most of the books wo Bible Psalms Moses actual Psalms ni bi. It is no coincidence say Moses from it is even in the Bible say Moses learned from the Egyptians. Egyptians so they were the Africans and they were the first people to start civilization in the world. Oko ancient Egypt ya calve Psalm 23 e dey ahye we mu. Na oko ehonoma we have 2 mountains. These 2 great mountains, Mount Herod and Mount Sinai. Sa 2 mountains we dey nie yesie ahemfo e wo Mount Herod. Na yesie Queen Mothers e wo Mount Sinai. Enti okan Psalm 23 say here though I walk through the valley of shadow of death. Between every 2 mountains there is a valley. It's Mount Herod and Mount Sinai no and the 2 mountains no. And na ahemfo e wo left, ahema wo right. It's the interpretation of Psalm 23 is on ne nananom ensaman na say omusunsum is with him into nsuru say here though I walk through the valley of shadow of death I will fear no evil because both sides no ne forefathers and as ancestors in the honum. That is another insight and I say prove am the man say the Bible is a Blackman history book. The Tosubium o kan Bible ni be say love your neighbor as yourself. Even wa o hweme you can relate. Say ukoye nkra ase a ye wo enoboa o honum. If you we eka benku na if you we nwemu a they exchange. That is love your neighbor as yourself. Even way back before even the Europeans came to Africa. The Tosubium me the man say what happened was emra mo be invade ya no omo burn so many books because there's one man in the history your friend Imhotep made in the picture up to screen him wo This is the image. This is the original image. He was the first surgeon, the first person or yes surgery who yase. Or no, that screen is no. And at the Tosubium, there were so many black people. Like what happened was, Broma Boninano, Omu Rianina, almost Sheno. Into almost Shini Riano. Domuya Yan say, Omo Bomodia, it changing. So they started changing characters. And to be patro, Unim say, Oko Bible moi, from Genesis to Revelation. Europeans in Kwano Bible. And from Genesis to Revelation, European names in Kwan, Metro the entire. It is a Mikram who's man Makofa yesterday is better than today. The Abba, the Bape, let us say, Rabbit was at the amount. The Basia.
I shall for embarrass them say yesterday is better than today. I am as a brown or the Blackman Story. Now, I've been a Makade. Titi will be Titi will be trained and babun papa. In the youth, in fact, we have a lot to learn. Now, last week, you know, FOKA Kasafa home. Moko comment to Facebook, then can not check the erwala on the phone. Madam Biss, woman, the banden and the Malaka wale samano. 2,000 banana and 1 winning, but 19 for day. Nyenye mubi nti saye na yare kan ene nyenye mayere kan ne nyenye maye patcher so na yesterday is better than today do no unde we hu de mikita ahabane bi wo frɛ no akokɔbɛsan nka no na yene oyela yezimeche ngwa yezibano no ebiti de kubiango adwongo no na nka na azewom boy ezi adwongo yezibana extent won papa na onya Onfa pomizin papa and don't find bring him padria no. Inti yen nanom nka no tete no osi nyimzia wo wonti akokɔ bɛsɛn na wɔze chiwango do wɔze bibia nka no na spices ni wo da mo onga magi cube na remis na de no nyi wo da mindu azwe meche ahabani na wɔze yeziban mo otunka nka bronya birdu na sɛ wotwitwa akokɔ wie na wo steam ho a wɔze akokɔ bɛsɛn na wɔze chu like wɔze steam enam no ndanka yeze onga na remis spices na yezeba steam akokɔ no but nka no na da menzamani nyi wo no akokɔ bɛsɛn na hia nananum wɔze steam ho wo wie wɔze bi wɔze achiwango no do na chede nutrients wo mo no oye manyimpa ye na pomizin papa otunka eze chiwango ndo nwode ango ne lutunka the man ne se eze ye stew ana de nkwan bi so a nwode olutunka in fact na obo nya ne nyimpadua ne ye papa ntima american na wo mayen san kwanye nature na yenkosua nka ne tete no na nenti a wo frɛ na akokɔ bɛsan de se eze steam akokɔ no ana eze ye akokɔ nkɔ na ana de akokɔ stew a osan nka oyohomenti no ye akokɔ na ebi nka chance ne mu eti bi kama obi wo hwe eze ye na adoya onankasa botum asan so the chance o za asoma abede wansa wo baje fofronko nti na wo frɛ no akokɔ bɛsa no osan ne huoma a oyɛ ina nutrients papa nyenye fimu nti na wo frɛ no akokɔ bɛsa metwetwa asere titi wo bi ka titi wo bi kyerɛ wo ma yensan yenko hene echi na yenko sunya nka no titi nzama na ye ya oze apomuzin papa oze breni mpa na hena asetena mezi the biggest movie star girl say enwumenyim fefefie makeup say oya Blackman Jackson no eye mom aha ana mezumbesi makra won
I'm afraid that big girls as I say yesterday better than today and so it to me at the brain now yet to us with the mama the message say nyema na me catch them no e addition yesua it message say you have to research read a lot the person montia say this is our story, this is our side of the story, this is black people they be make say you shouldn't apologize for being black and you know the me sure na ye version enu ye version enu ni nye obi version Europeans also be sure ye version because unim say Europeans also were almost version of the slave trade. Yes, but me catch you the original and the authentic version. Now me catch you the tieni. Emra omo be invade a year ancient Egypt no. Me catch you we started running because now omo kunkum manfo and na omo capture bi. And what really happened was everybody started migrating. Obia started to migrating. That is where we had the migration route of all the ethnic groups in Ghana now. Now, only say it's no coincidence. every ethnic group bia migrated from ancient Kemet bia no eba Ghana. Yes, the last part omo bedu Ghana no was the Gans. Omo no omo wo Numbia. Na me patro Numbia eye town wa ewo Sudan currently amene mo kase. Eye town wa ewo Sudan. Na Numbia no, the origination of Numbia eye Enkrankasa, meaning the children of water. Enkranfo be kase omo frɛ insuo nu. Enti insuo ba eye nubi. So they have that way from Numbia. Insuo mba Numbia ene no nti ko opa on ko Google sisi ane search Numbia. It's a town in Sudan currently amene mo kasa. And even in the Bible nankasa kra no, we have a set of people be on man. Na even Bible recognize them to be African people and as a black people. Enti emra eba sa no, they started migrating because you see ano ya say Egypt. Ye invade honom. Ahogwo na betena ho. That is why we have white people in Egypt more than any other African country. Oko Egypt abrofo nkwa na wo. But in the olden days no na ancient Egypt black people. Wo hwe wo pese unhu the difference awon. Hwe pharaohs and images are wonya free Egypt. Omo pyramids no. Wo hwe a aya hwe ehwene no. If you see any pointed nose, onipa na European, but unhu sa block nose na sa nipa no African. And you know, this was a typical example la obia ehwe sa images ni we na omudisua. But what happened was after they invaded no bebrena no omo say bebrena images ni hwene. And they started repainting the black images into white images. Until now, always a Jesus back up, you want no version best 20. A be a word the anything air chaos. A be the anything so many versions. Because they started painting. And I did see any a Greece romance no and a back capture and they stole the book. That is why the original Bible now is in Vatican. Vatican City. A home not the original Bible where we have the 6 and 7 books of Moses a woman. And there were so many female prophets in the Bible la. Me patcho a new Bible na ukitam. And the original Bible ni. Etino they have rebranded the Bible to suit the agenda. Etino say wo hwe me a men condemn Bible ne say Bible ne nye. The Bible is your history book because nyama e wo Bible mu no tradition, culture, norms and values no. Me patcho Europeans don't have norms and values. Europeans don't have tradition. Europeans don't have culture. Ebi before your culture and culture is in the Bible. What kind of Bible na say? Emra ye wo Yesu no. Na e wo say emre so say e wo say ye twa ne twatia. E ye amamre na e wo Misrim asase so. It was a tradition. And the Europeans don't believe in tradition. Until now obi American it me show oba ene no na wale no moti. They don't care about any tradition. But ebi before no we believe in tradition. It is part of us. Until the buyer say after they invaded that place, they started stealing things that were done by there, and only one. That is why 90% of the things in the world were invented by Europeans. A fallacy. Next week, Thursday, my insight be about William Shakespeare. We all know say William Shakespeare true books be brave, but me patro make sure say books that William Shakespeare Troyan. I am slave black woman be and na true books ne mano. Make sure sa enu nyina nyame adoma Thursday eba we. And the other aspect so e be komu no colonization no nyame adoma Thursday me ko deep. Na ma show how an colonization ekoso. Enti no there are certain ways be crampo a ye da be share kasem na eni e kasem. And how colonization end ye ayira independence nya no. Nyame adoma Thursday Birinya bebro. Shano sama me say Becky Bell homemade pizza eboa me. Debis collection for so etimi eboa me. Sanso and amen mat and no heneba Ghana rice so omutimi boa me antimi de. Mede nya so etimi edebro. Aha na de Blackman Story bi. Na me adoma Thursday ye beto aso edama makramo.